Welcome back to Learn German in 32 Hours with John Berlin. In the last lesson, we had learned the three German cases Nominative, Accusative, and Dative. And in today's lesson, we'll continue and further understand how to use the German cases and recollect what we learned in the last lesson. So, to begin with, we had learned nominative case is also known as the subject in English, and the questions are who and what. Accusative case is a direct object, and the questions are whom and what. And dative case is the indirect object, the questions are to whom and for whom. We can understand it even better. Subject means the person who does the action or the thing what does the action. Accusative case basically means a person whom the action happens or what a thing what receives the action. And dative is always a person, never a thing. So we could write here always a person, and a person to whom you give something or a person for whom you do something. Yes, in both cases, it's always a person. So I'll give you a few sentences and you try to find out where is the subject and where are the objects, right? For example, let's say I meet you. Now, the question is who meets you? The answer is I. I is nominative. And the question is whom do I meet? The answer is you. You is accusative. Perfect. So these are your subject and object in the sentence. If I write anything else like on Zoom or on Saturday, these are additional information which we aren't interested about for now because we are just concentrating on the subjects and objects. Yeah, whatever comes except subjects and objects is extra information. It's the prepositions. We are not going into that, so we won't talk about it. Okay, so I could make more sentences. I invite you. Yes. So again, who invites you? I. I is nominative. And whom do I invite? You. This is accusative. Similarly, I could make more sentences. I visit you. Yes. I ask you. I hear you. In all these sentences, you'll see I is your nominative part, the subject, and you is your accusative part. Yes? Perfect. Now I can make one more sentence. Let's say I teach German. Now in this case, question is who teaches German? The answer is I, which is once again nominative. And now the question is what do I teach? The answer is German. So German is accusative. Now I could make one more sentence. I could say I teach you. Now again, who do I teach? Or who teaches you, to be precise? It's I teach you. So I is nominative, subject. And whom do I teach? The answer is you. You is accusative. Now please look at the two sentences I just made. I teach German and I teach you. Now in both these sentences, you'll find once I have used the verb with a thing, then I have used the verb with a person. Now I could make a consolidated sentence. I could also say, I teach you German, right? So let's see how this pans out. So who teaches you German? Once again, I. I is nominative. Now the next question, very important. It's whom do I teach? Once again, you. Whom do I teach German? The answer is once again, you. So we write accusative. Now the third question could be once again, what do I teach you? Yes, so the answer is German, which is again accusative. So what did we learn here? We learned a sentence can have more than one direct object. In other words, it can have more than one type of a direct object. So let us write a sentence can have more than one type of direct object. It depends on the verb. For example, as you can see, the verbs we did earlier to meet, to invite, to visit, to ask, and to hear, they are mostly working only with a person. But the verb teach can also work with a person, it can also work with a thing. Yes, so sometimes depends on the verb, a sentence can have more than one direct object. No problem. Okay, moving forward, let's make another sentence. Let's say I give to you a book. Yes, let's say I give you a German book. Perfect. So now in this case, who gives to you a German book? The answer is I. So I becomes Natif. Now the next question, very important. I give to you. So the question is, to whom do I give a German book? Yes. So to you becomes Datif. Yes. And we had learned whenever we get Datif in the sentence, we will always get something accusative, because we had learned, if you recall from the last lesson, Datif cannot exist without accusative. Yes. So again, we come to this. What do I give to you? The answer is the German book, and that is accusative. Perfect. Now let's make another sentence. I make for you a lesson. Yeah, let's call it a German lesson. Make for you a German lesson. So once again, who makes for you a German lesson? The answer is I. Yes, so I is nominative. And second question could be for you. So it's for whom do I make a German lesson? For you. That makes dative. And we had learned whenever you have something dative, you need to have something accusative, because if you don't, sentence would look funny. I make for you. You need to ask what. Yes. So a German lesson. So a German lesson, like what do I make for you? And it becomes accusative. Perfect. So that's how you could find out what is a subject and what are the objects in a sentence by simply asking yourselves these questions. Now, let me give you another sentence, make you think. I am a teacher. Now, in this sentence, it looks simple. Who is a teacher? The answer is I. So, I is nominative. And then, what am I? A teacher. So, teacher should be accusative, but please note, I am wrong here. I cannot use this what, because this what is meant for the direct object. But if you look closely, I and teacher are both the same person. So basically, I is equal to the teacher. So if I is the subject, teacher is also the subject. So we need to treat teacher in this case like the subject. So the rule we could write, if the subject and object are same, we treat them both as subjects, right? So in this case, I and teacher is the same person. So we'll treat them both as the subject. So I is nominative as well as teacher is nominative. Perfect. So there are a few more sentences where you could actually get similar result. You could say, I become a teacher. Yeah. Okay. In this case as well, I and teacher is the same person. I is nominative as well as teacher is nominative. Right? Now we need more space. Let's copy this table and let's go down to the next page. Okay, so we can make a few more sentences. Again, I remain a teacher. So once again, I and teacher is the same person. So as per the rule, we treat them both like the subject. So this is nominative. Who is a teacher? Who remains a teacher? I. And what do I remain? A teacher. Again, nominative. And there is one last example I can give you. I am called John Berlin. Now in this sentence, who am I? Who is called John Berlin? I. That is nominative. And what am I called? John Berlin. Right? Nominative again. Whenever your subject object are the same person, we treat them both like the subject. And these are the four examples I gave you. Yes, which was beginning from I am a teacher, I become a teacher, I remain a teacher, and I'm called a teacher. These are the four examples, as well as in German. They are the same examples we'll be learning in the future. Yes. Thanks for joining me in today's lesson. In the next lesson, we'll be moving forward, and with the help of these 3 cases, we'll finally begin our first grammar table for personal pronouns. See you in the next lesson. Till then, signing off.